Bongbong Marcos for president canceled? Okay, let's go straight to the point. Should the Commission on Elections cancel his COC, meaning prevent him from running for president because of that conviction? So basically, he is a tax evader.
Yes. That question is yes, he should be disqualified because it's very clear. There are two provisions of law that will support this disqualification. You have Section 12 of the Omnibus Election Code, which says if you have been convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude, you're disqualified, and tax evasion involves moral turpitude. Also, there's another provision separate the tax code. 253C of the tax code says if you're a public officer, you violated any provision of the tax code, you will be removed from office. You are perpetually disqualified to run for public office. You cannot vote and be voted for. Period.
Okay.
So he will fall under these two provisions.
But even if, let's say, the moral turpitude aspect is not proven or not established, he can still go after him to prevent his candidacy using the violation of the tax code. Is that correct?
These are two independent, separate grounds. One is sufficient. If the other doesn't apply, the other can apply.
Okay, let's focus first on the moral turpitude. What basically does that mean, and who establishes that?
Well, moral turpitude is broadly, it's an act that is contrary to integrity, honesty, good morals, and good conduct. And the Supreme Court said ultimately, whether it's moral turpitude or not, it's for the Supreme Court to decide. Sinabi nila yan. So ultimately it's the Supreme Court. It's a very broad definition. Anything that is contrary to good morals, contrary to integrity, to honesty. So, crime can be committed, and even if you are just fined, that can also involve moral turpitude. The Supreme Court, it does not matter that it's just a fine.
Okay. Well, when Bongbong Marcos was convicted in 1995, and that conviction by the Quezon City RTC was upheld by the Court of Appeals, did the Supreme Court already reach that determination that that crime of tax evasion, in his particular case, constituted moral turpitude?
Well, after the CA issued its decision, Marcos Jr. went to the Supreme Court to appeal. But before he could finalize his appeal, he withdrew.
Okay.
So when he withdrew, the decision of the Court of Appeals became final and executory. So the Supreme Court did not have a chance in this case to say whether it's moral turpitude or not. So we have to look at the other cases, and we have to look at what the Supreme Court said. In the end, we decide whether it's moral turpitude or not. So this will have to go back to the Supreme Court if the issue of moral turpitude is raised. And if the court, COMELEC, says there is no moral turpitude, the opposition, the opposite party will go to the Supreme Court. It's the Supreme Court that will decide. And if COMELEC will say there is moral turpitude, Bongbong will go up, and the Supreme Court will decide. So on the issue of moral turpitude, it goes to the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court said whether it's moral turpitude or not, it will be the Supreme Court that will decide.
Is that a case-to-case determination? Or
yes, because the moral turpitude, as the court said, depends on the circumstances surrounding the violation. And in this case, because
iba't ibang promos